repent for their sins, and James is the one to receive them. VP Star on the defense. We have Sinners on the attack, and it does look like 1xBet is giving VP the edge, understandably so for name value. The Deska's been definitely not pulling any punches and setting the scene there, Chaddy.
Yeah, VP are up against the ropes if they need this victory. Going to be a tall task to even get them out of their groups, but there's Yakinda peppering down in towards the fork room. A little bit of damage done to Shock, but a slow crawl from Sinners here, as this is the third time we have seen them pick Vertigo, and it is their third series. So every single time so far in the Pro League, they've been leaning towards this. Yeah, and it's pretty cool counter utility to be deployed here by Kickit and VP. Yakinda gets contact, the flash to bail them out and repush. Zedko for the victim. We're going to start seeing a lot more out of Sanji. And he pulls back out of the site to maintain that advantage. Util check, I see smoke on Neofrag, and he's even got an armored P250. Buster's working on locking the doors behind them here as they look to commit. Sanji 2 frags to the good is tested on short. And there goes that smoke, so implies a full commit. 2 CTs to receive you on short, so it doesn't really favor the Sinners at any juncture. And yeah, now the flank's coming in, and as easy as that, just puts Shock on his 1v4 mission. Too many men's, too many opponents. He's dancing with them. One single bullet left in the clock, and he will be caught on that reload. Buster coming in from behind as well. Oh, Shock at least makes it costly. But they're just converting off the start of Sanji, getting that double right out of the break and then holding on to it. That's what we want to see from Sanji, right? We know he's going to be dropping lots of AWPs in this series here, but any impact he can find is good impact. It's hard when you're the guy coming in from being the anchor on a CT side, a bomb site, you're low on weaponry, low on utility. It's not easy, right? If you get to be at the front of the pack here, getting set up by some flashbangs, now that is when you get the luxury. Will be Sinners going into a force by their own. We've got 4 Deagles and a Galil on Shock. A couple of smokes to work with, a few flashes as well. And let's see if they can make this one sting for VP. They have gone for a 2-2-1 setup, just Yakinda over towards Aeon is lonesome. Sanji and James in tandem here to lock down mid. And with that early damage, Shock and B-Stick have already changed weaponry. Yeah, their mid setup's pretty scary. I wouldn't want to go through that. No, it makes sense as well that they've leaned so many people over towards this side. You know, teams like to go for fast mid explosions, splitting onto that B bomb site. The standard CT hold that you will be seeing from most teams is a bit of a 3-1-1 on the gun rounds to lock down A, but when there's not as much utility in the mix, this makes much more sense. Just waiting out that utility now is Yakinda. Still on his lonesome towards A, not a worry in the world. Yeah, and they're hoping Buster gets a bit pushy, right? Like, he looks for answers, they catch him with the boost, and it's definitely not out of the realms of possibility. Hello. You see him, and he loses Oscar in the process. Could have been clean. It will be the B commit. They're all gathered on the stairs to hold them at bay as James and Kickit. Smokes are in. Yeah, but they're using that smoke. They're closing the gap. They're really close. Great Molotov. It's still going to be close unless they can find James second. Sanji onto B-Stick leaves just 2. James dips away. Time's an issue now. Love to get a frag prior to this plant, but he's opting for it now. Swinging out, James with 1, and Zedko next on the naughty list. Okay, call it 2, VP. Pretty well handled, all things considered. Yeah, plant's not bad, but you can see right there, as soon as the bomb starts getting the digits punched in, they know they can isolate a 1-on-3 duel. The man planting the bomb basically out of the round at that point. So good stuff there from VP. And I think that the conversation is right. G2 and VP down the bottom of this group. We've seen it illustrated throughout the pre-match. Everyone's been talking about it on the Twitter spheres, the Reddits, the forums. And both teams have started this group very subpar. Now, they had yesterday to kind of slap themselves in the face and wake up, and we can see if they're going to be able to make a last-ditch attempt. But with those 2 names, both being 0 and 2, both yet to face each other, that's where the real conversation is going to come in. That VP G2 game, if both of these teams start picking up a bit of momentum, is going to be the one to watch for which will scrape through this group. Because I think it's too late to get both of them through, but you never know. And with Sinners, like, just thinking about them as well, with the win they've already accrued, it does feel like it's been humbled due to the shortcomings against complexity. The pistols again, yeah, you know, just really losing those pistols again. Very close game, all things considered, but yeah, they lost a lot of rounds just falling flat to the pistol. Keeping this very jarring here. You saw the flash forward, now the molly. I'm not sure they know Zedko's down here, and if they keep creeping forward, VP might be walking into the lion's share of Sinners players who have now forced them back with presence alone. They have one smoke. This is not a round that you're expecting too much out of Sinners here. But let's see how far they can push the issue. Shock ready to use that Deagle close mid. Gets 2 tags off, and it's not enough. That's always the frustrating ones with the Deagle. You think you've done enough. The rest are just going to fall apart here. Hello. James is ready to kill you. Make that 2. Bomb down, 45 seconds. And we'll call this one done and dusted, I think, here, Alex. Now, I have a question for you as I hold 3 room cards.
Why on earth?
I locked myself out twice. How many times have you locked yourself out?
Not this time, 0.
You've been good.
Yeah,
Okay.
typically it's about once, twice a week.
So I'm losing.
Yeah.
I've done it twice already in the span of a week and a bit. So I need to pull my head in, I think.
It's basically it's one or the other. I either forget my mask or I forget my room key.
Okay.
You know, it's a 50-50 on those.
What if we get you like the chains that people have with the sunglasses for the mask?
I could use one of them.
We just plugged the USB in somewhere. You hear that?
Dung dung. I didn't hear that.
Oh. Well, I heard it.
Congrats. I do see a heavy commitment up the ramp early. Zedko swallows nades. Kinder's thinking better about contesting early ramp, and a lot of nades down. 3, I count 4 smokes. T and CT smokes down into the chaos that is ramp, and more nades to follow. There's nothing to report. A re-smoke from Yakinder. He wants to stand and fight this, trying to separate that fork room from the scaff advance. And that was what he was waiting for. Neo frag backs on up. An opening frag VP.
I know it looks messy, but there is a real chess match without utility. The deep CT smoke is negated by the T's trickling their own just a little bit further up the ramp. The gap smoke from the T's, right? Also, you need to get yourself the smoke over towards the scaffolding to jump up and do a bit of a Nafany situation. So just so many pieces of utility there to get control, and they haven't been able to get away with it. Look at this line from Yakinder. He's going to get away with his life here. And a lick of damage. Sinners finally have the ramp control, which is what they started looking for, but only one smoke that's going to be deployed to the left side of site. Molly towards the headshot box, and oh, Yakinder being chipped down even more so.
Well, the bomb plant's been cancelled, and round 2, James handling that well. And yeah, looks very convincing actually out of the Virtus.pro A defense. I think if you've got Yakinder there and James to call upon, that is a pretty potent mix of individuals. Sinners, though, unable to break through. And I think that the conversion of their 4v5s was pretty strong. Like, it shows that Sinners have the capability, but so far in this game hasn't really been any evidence to back that up. This is a great wallbang. You need an AWPer if you're playing Vertigo consistently to be able to hit that wallbang every day of the week. And it's interesting that James got one that isn't from way back in snipers.
Yeah, a bit more up close and personal there. Now, scoreline 4-0. Pistols are back out here for Sinners. Unable to get themselves the rifles in hand just yet. I love this little flash here from Kickit.
Oh, that's brutal, especially when you've got Buster who can just mantle up if he fancies it.
Yeah, it just goes off the top of the stairs just there and flashes everything down towards the stairs position. Here it comes.
Oh. Blinded, but
so is he.
Neofrag pushes for it. Hello, good find. And converting any more off of this is not going to be easy. The CT smoke implies E-box and Kickit. Great Molotov. That's going to force him to stay back. Sanji tagged up, but the util has forced Oscar away. Yakinder's working on a very quick flank here, and I don't think they're ready for it. At the moment, all eyes away from him.
There's no way out of this one.
Yep. You're locked in with VP. And here comes Yakinder, perfectly timed.
Oh, he's going to safe flank here.
He is being very safe about it. He doesn't want to see that. Ooh, double deagle headshot suddenly fill the feed. He'll finish with that AWP connection. And yeah, pulls apart for them. Sinners 0, VP 5. And not only that, but there's just a distinct lack of frags for the Sinners.
Yeah.
I mean, let me do some quick maths. I'm counting 5, 7 frags total. 5 rounds in.
Yeah, and that's not ideal, especially when you want to try and keep that CT-sided economy at least under wraps for the early stage of the game. You know how we get the force by wars? That's the whole intention of that. The fact that they have only been able to get the bomb down 1 round out of the first 5, the only 7 kills you're talking about. It's allowed VP to go for the luxury here of the double CT-sided AWP early. But that AWP of Buster already being pressured, and that's an early front sight smoke. Curious here, giving them a lot of room to work with, pushing up towards wood.
Yeah, that's going to get the B defenders scared. You can see Buster looking for info.
Very scared.
Smoke, and he will call for James.
That's a lot of pressure. I like that use of the smoke right there. That's a great way to give yourself a buffer, right? Normally you just get the bottom of the stairwell. Now you've got even wood.
And if your B defender's a passive player, or never mind even a forward player, you're probably going to want to be behind that smoke should there be pressure felt. So yeah, it does take a lot of the territory away, and you can see that VP have reacted with 3 players.
Heavy rotate here. Yukinda spotted something on that jump, so they'll continue to come back and forth between the 2 bomb sites here as Sinners will force them around the map, and that is a nade and a half right there. V-Stick dropped down to 21. Where's the finish here? I think it will be towards A. James rotated back over now, so the setup should be good for VP for this, and they're just stalling them out here. Yukinda gets an easy frag and a 4v5.
Now we're cooking with gas. They'll try and use Oscar to forge a path into the site. At any moment, James can elevate and strike. The setup is strong. They've got the swing. It's nice from Sanji. Another frag to his name. James tucked in. Yukinda's close short. They've got to check their corners because it's just too easy for Virtus.pro.
We probably want to save here from Oscar. Look at the time. He can't really contest this, and if he's not careful on the descent down the ramp, Yukinda can silence him, take that AW away, and there it goes. Headshot from Yukinda, and a missed Molotov there from Sinners. James didn't have to move. The headshot box, the boost box, whatever you want to call it, James didn't have to drop off, right? That molly is meant to land, it's meant to spread to force him deeper back towards that heaven position to give you an avenue up short. This one was easy to like. B-Stick was already low, and this is it. Look at the molly to the right of James here. It's misthrown, so a lot of room to work with, and some fumbles here from Sinners. Normally it's against the pistol rounds. Now it seems to be a bit with the utility. And they've, I don't want to say they've hit an emergency button. They're in the max loss bonus here. They brought out the AK onto Neofrag. Everybody else just with some pistols and util.
You just need a round now, right? Like, this is the implication or indication that that's exactly the sentiment. You need a frag, you need a round, something to open it up. Neofrag's supposed to be that blunt object, and B-Stick again, the first casualty. James just collects his 10th frag. Oh, Shocked Deagle is notorious, so strap in. He's lost his life before the smokes do bloom, and a great use of his util there. Sanji will deny their advance with the bomb. Again, man disadvantage. Don't forget Neofrag's bonus. Some capacity. This would be a huge plant if he can get it down. And he has. Does he get away? That's the question. Yukinda's hunting for Oscar. Zedco deleted, and all of his team have fallen. It's Neofrag's hero AK up against the plow. Good luck, have fun. Calls the bluff on the first, looking for headshots here, and Yukinda's the one to hand it to him. We look at 7-0. Every single member of Sinners eliminated every single round, and quite the contrary for VP. They are building the bank. They've got the wall set up. 13 grand on Kick It after the bye.
Yeah, this is looking very good for VP now, and this is the team that we were asking for on days 1 and 2 of Group B. It's great that they've gotten the sleep out of their eyes, maybe gotten the sand out of their jocks from the holiday of the tournament break. How far can they continue to push this? Full buy for Sinners, everything they possibly need. AWP, AKs, util, and back towards A we go. See those nades being dropped on out. Yukinda, he's even going to hang around for a fight here. Look at the wrong way. Neofrag opens up the account. And there we go, a number advantage for Sinners. This could be the difference maker.
Traded. No, Oscar didn't get the spank. He does eventually. James on the repeat. Tickets opened up mid though, so now he can just worry about A. The bomb not committed. Neofrag is. Walking into Sanji's line of sight, and Sanji again delivers on it. It's Oscar's AWP that's been keeping Sinners competitive throughout this, but don't forget, they had the man advantage here. An elevator smoke and a good Molotov.
CSGO's gone B right now, so Oscar's just selling all of this, and he's done a good job of it. Sanji will hear the footsteps running away back across the bridge from Oscar, so they'll know it's not going to be that A bomb site. Util right now for VP for this retake. A smoke from Kick It, 2 flashes and 2 HEs. They could isolate here.
Good molly. Does
Good
stop
nade.
Sanji's progress? That's project and progress. Oscar now posted up on the jiggling Kick It. Looks like Sinners have done enough here. Sanji so strong on A, he'd have to be given a way back into this.
Should give it a crack here, even if it's just for damage. Oh, what a miss.
Yeah, does mean he's got a chance to at least try to take down Zedco. It will be Oscar. 4 in total.
Yeah, there we go. That's an Oscar round. And it's to get them on the board, right? So let's see how far that spurs the Czech boys forward.
I mean, it started with the extension of Yakinda. I don't think you can count on this kind of push out of Yakinda again.
Am I really the only one hearing the USB plug-in window noise?
Yeah.
How is that happening?
Something to do with your computer?
But we're not getting audio from the PC.
Something to do...
Am I cursed?
Yeah, or haunted, perhaps, by a USB,
Maybe both.
a USB demon.
Okay.
Dung dung. Boom boom.
Got to keep the head tucked, Yakinda. They're going to be spotting over the smoke here. If he's not careful, he might get the dome knocked on off. Neofrag looking for another opening here. Oh, and they're ready for that. Great little molly down to the right side, dissuading that boost, forces them off, gives them a nice little bit of early chip damage. And no opening kill this time for Sinners, so let's see. Can they find it elsewhere?
Don't envy Shock's role here. Maintaining mid control, and he's going to try and late wrap. Buster under a lot of scrutiny. Good angle, traded. They're into the site. Sinners looking to get 2 in a row here. Shock's arrival in mid could not have been any better.
Oh.
Are they going to call it quits there? I think they might have to. Sinners bomb ticking in their favor. Sanji locked out and maintaining James AWP.
Very hard clear for Yakinda if he was to go over that window construction position to take out Neofrag. And I think they're aware that the save is likely. Neofrag noisy about this. He's going to have a little bit of a look in here for the hunt. Or is he? He's fooled me right there. So the guns will be saved, and we know that VP have enough to get another buy going. So no dramas, but Sinners are finally getting a bit of pep in the step. They can turn this half around. It's not over yet. And we know that VP haven't been looking fantastic throughout their other matches so far within the Pro League. So maybe this is just the, the first few rounds out the gate. Couple gun rounds, pistol round conversion, 7-0. Can happen to anyone. Never give up hope, guys. I'd like to get to Ancient. I'd just like to see the map. We haven't had the opportunity to cast it so far, and we're quite the big Ancient fans. I'm surprised Valve haven't updated the map.
What's going on with that?
I don't know, because I have a screenshot of the DM with the Twitter account saying we will update the wood. It wasn't intentional. In the next update. In the next update in 2022. Well, that's the thing. They didn't say when the next update was going to be. So maybe they just did that so now I look like an idiot. Do they just need like enough changes to push before they actually push them? I think so, right? And at the same time, they're obviously collecting data on other things on the map. They maybe will make bigger changes, right? Because remember Vertigo, guys. If you don't remember Vertigo, there was a bloody squeaky door in the middle of mid. Like, things can change a lot in these maps. You could drop down to bridge from top mid. That's true. That was a viable strategy. You'd push and drop behind them. To flank A. Yeah, once upon a time. That was weird. That was very weird. And holding mid became compulsory. Now, one slip past Oscar's hold. I'm sure he's aware of the possibility, but Yakinda's done a lot with that. Neofrag unprepared. Buster finds another through the smoke. And, Oscar making lots of noise. They know he's there. I'd be scared out of my mind. Sinner's in trouble. I know they had a decent 4v5 because percentage conversion, but what about 3v5? Well, if this was VP and these same 2 opening kills happen, we would now just sit here and wait for the next minute and 10 seconds while they just sit passively and then save. I'm not sure if Sinners are going to give us the same kind of treatment here. It's not a very likely round that they win. The bank balance isn't built, but they might give it a crack. And this angle by Yakinda, right, he really seems to like this. It's a tight line to clear. On the jiggle as well, just making sure nobody's creeping up on his right-hand side under his nose. And, well, there's the timing. That should seal the deal right now. 45 seconds. Do you really want to throw away the full kits of utility and the AWP here? Doesn't seem worthwhile, but Shock's very committed out mid. I mean, yeah, 2v5, it would be impressive. Oscar's going for a hero play and a lovely flash setup. He actually just completely baffled Buster. And look at the space. He's surging forward. Sanji will pass his test, and down goes all of those goodies you were just talking about, Chatty B. 8 VP. They went out their defensive half, and this is Sinner's pick. Don't forget. Going to see if Sinners can bounce back. As you said, could it be just a slow start, or are these boys starting to feel under the pump? Oscar back on the AWP, and it should be AKs around it. Light on the util, maybe a Mac-10 or a Galil for Neofrag. Other than that, we are going to be getting back into the action. You saw him there on your screens. Neofrag, the highest rated player for Sinners.
A lot of people expecting him to be the determining factor in some of their battles and wins.
This is a rush mid. One of my favorite strategies here.
Yeah, no stop, but Jane might have plans to stop you. Lovely fall away as well. Oh, and Oscar onto Buster means that they are open for business. He's having a go here. Oh, and he's not looking the right way. Shock with a huge opener. B-site is so open now. It's up to Sinners. They have to hold on to this, and suddenly a flurry of frags. VP have found 2, and that advantage slips away instantaneously.
Well, the bomb should still go down here. Yakinda's all the ways over towards A, still at Sandbag, so he could go for a very, very late flank here. Sanji's more than happy to give up the site, and now that the Digits are getting punched on in, well, the ruse is up, the molly's in, it's tickling away. This should be a slow retake from VP, unless Zedko.
Oh, Zedko. That smoke will save him, because there will be now an uncertainty as to whether or not he's still there. Taking a risk, taking a very big risk. He walks across the grey screen, evades the now Molotov corner. Oh, and the pre-fire through the smoke does result in a 1v3. Neofrag's going to get strafed on multiple angles. Good flash from Kick, and actually catches it. 1v3, Neofrag nearly. He has the kit and he has the time. It will be a 9th, and that is a tough, bitter pill for Sinners to swallow. They got 2 opening frags there.
Out mid, it looks good, right? James gets the opening,
3v4.
They just weren't ready for it. They just weren't ready for the pace of Shock. So it got dicey for a moment, and especially like now Buster swings on out, and Oscar's ready for that because James was just there. So not noting any extra presence was kind of the downfall of the B hold of James and Buster.
Yeah, and Yakinda clearing that corner. Like, they've Molotov one side, there was a smoke, he's just process of elimination, big brain swells, and he sprays him down. Zedko really couldn't do much more.
Well, they get the plant, right? And Sinners, they have enough for 3 out of the 5 to get AK-47s with util. Zedko and B-Stick could go for Galils and util if they'd like, or they could go for AKs and head armor and have, well, not much else. But this could be a bit of a turning point right here. If VP get up to 10 or 11 rounds, well, it's not going to look good for Sinners whatsoever.
VP have lost 8 of the last 9 Vertigos they've played.
Oh, dear.
That's from Peta, from HLTV. 8 out of 9. They used to be statistically quite strong on Vertigo, but like I said, it's not been fantastic in the last 10 played. This is their aforementioned 10th.
Well, look at their Mirage as well. The stats on that just seem to be baffling, right? It's like, why are they a bad Mirage team? You know, I guess there's a lot of reasons. You could probably dissect them, but it just doesn't seem like they should be a bad Mirage team. When you look where they are in the world, right now, still by HLTV.org's rankings, they're the 5th. They're 5th.
Yeah, but that's because, Chad,
to a third.
As soon as you get doubtful about VP, they'll just walk in and then they'll win the games they were supposed to, and you go, okay.
I haven't completely given a hope. I do predictions every morning on my little morning stream that I've been doing, and I still predicted them to win today, right? And I still predicted G2 to win over Complexity as well. I haven't completely lost hope in those teams. I just think it's been a slower start for them out the gates. It is unlikely that both make it to the playoffs now, but they can save some face here, and it was that buy I was talking about. Sinners will go with Galils, will go with AKs. Quite the heavy presence over towards this A site. Kick it playing safety net. Yakinda aggressive, of course. And they're actually setting him up for these aggressive moves a little bit more. They're throwing nades for Yakinda to go for these peaks. So that was not like what we saw on Dust 2 T side just the other day.
Oh, every time. That angle just no longer favors the T's.
They're creeping.
They are creeping, and Yakinda should get caught here. V-Stick finds him on the long range. So A is open. Sanji and Kicker on short side. That's going to be their objective, and completely flash free. They're going to be ahead of the incendiary. Oh, wide in from B-Stick. And a double from B-Stick to open up the site. Triple total. Jane will catch him with the flame. And the bomb's now loose. Yeah, Oscar's going to have to go on a retrieval mission. Shot coming in from main side. He's got the smoke to at least smoke left side of bomb, which will enable a bomb retrieval.
Oh, did he go right? He's got deep elevator smoke here.
Okay, well that does mean Buster's got an ang, does he? Yeah, he really does. And Oscar caught with a pin in his hand. Shock knows where one is. And a missed shot on the AWP. He knows where they both are. Can he work something here? Here's a little bit of a reposition out of Jane. Buster's playing around that smoke, as you can expect. And looking for Buster. It's Buster that will find him. All right, solid hold. Make it 10 for Virtus.pro now. And their funds are not pretty. Sinners the max loss, is it?
Yeah, so the max loss is in play. It's just without the plant, we won't see that buy. So this will be another one of those Tech9 Deagle type specials, which haven't really netted them a lot so far. It did get dicey, right? Beastick did a great job. He gets 3 kills here. He takes your Kinder and then he takes the next 2. And I thought the routine of flashes was good, besides the fact the first one did miss. It didn't really change the outcome. But here you go, a couple Mac 10s. Or make it 1, a couple Tech9s, a couple Deagles, and some pace about you.
Yeah, love to see it. Bounding through and having no resistance initially. Watch this be the one that they actually successfully take the site. You'd love another smoke. You don't really have one. Shock's going to be able to deploy one on the right side if he hurries up. And bomb to be planted. There's flames and wall bangs. He calls it quits. And unfortunately, they won't get many more opportunities.
Out of smokes.
Out of smokes and running out of players. Sanji finding his 15th. He's had a great one. 15 to 5. He's got a KD of 3. Sanji strong. VP 11. I thought we were going to get a very long and arduous Vertigo, and it doesn't seem like Sinners are up to the task today. I mean, the last time we were casting Sinners, they were beating G2 on this map.
Yeah. Yeah. Oof. Okay, well, look. We always knew that Sinners were an underdog, a dark horse team.
11-4 though, Chad. I reckon. Yeah. I'm not even worried.
I like that tweet from. We talk about Petter a lot, especially when he's getting the stats out there. The man has like an extra little database, and when he was talking about 11-4 being, someone was talking about 11-4 being a deceptive score, and he's like, is that because 80% of 11-4s end up in a map loss for the team with the 4?
That would explain it.
Yeah. So deceptive for some. Statistically, not so much.
But you're saying there's a 20% chance.
There is a 20% chance
that an 11-4 becomes a comeback.
Yeah. We'll take it.
Yeah, and I don't fancy Zenko's chances. Ouch. That sucks. And it's solo adventure B. He just walked into a crossfire. Like, they are being put in these very adverse scenarios. Far from favoring them. And it does seem like VP have got the info that there's nothing to report A ramp, which enables 3 CTs to be responsive on B. Yukinda is going to be their first contact. Perfect timing. Peeks off of Sanji's flash and a double from Yukinda. Could be triple, only Oscar. And he's mowed down. Did hit a quick one. But VP, they're not going to give anything up. They're not going to bend at all to the will of the Sinners.
It's happening very, very quickly now, 12-2. One more round here within this first half. I just had a quick little look at the utility damage so far for VP. With all 5 members combined, it's at about 500. So that's pretty good. I really would like if we could start getting like an average utility damage per team per map.
Per CT half.
That would be good too, yeah. Break it, yeah, that's probably better. Break it down to CT half, utility damage per team per map.
Average CT half utility damage.
Someone make that happen.
That would be sick. And that's perfect. Looks like Buster just gave up. He's like, right, well, you booked me there. I ate the flash. I know what's coming. Accepted his fate. Kicker should have been there for the trade, but Shock, the slight little bit of light at the end of the tunnel for the boys of Sinners. Now, this is a 3v5. Previously, they've let a 3v4 slip away. Let's see if they can hold on to their numbers advantage.
There's 2 here and Sanji's in middle, so B's the wrong shout. And they made the right call. They picked up the bomb. It was a B fake. They're heading back over towards A. Beastick and Neofrag are going to walk in for free here. Flywire has been left open. In you come. Make yourself at home. And they should be securing their 3rd here, Alex.
They should. Perfect timing. Beastick onto Jane. Yeah, and this one will be their 3rd. Okay, well, they at least managed to put it a 3rd on the board. It certainly sounds a whole lot better than just a meager 2. 12-3 though. Virtus.pro, no doubt, in pole position to close out Sinners' pick and to get that much-needed win on the board in Group A. We'll see if it does shape up or if there's more twists and turns on our first map of the series in just a moment. Stay tuned. Back in a minute. been hit and miss for Virtus.pro, but most definitely the former here on Vertigo. Up against Sinners, and with 12 rounds already boasted on the half swap, it does mean Sinners has been handed a pretty dud hand. How on earth are you supposed to defend near flawlessly against Virtus.pro? It certainly would start with a pistol, I suppose, Chad. That's a good place to start.
Neofrag just got knifed down to 39 HP.
That was like a right click as well. Oscar's proper jabbed him in the spine.
But why?
Ouch.
But why?
Watch him just get one banged as well.
Oh,
Long range Glock.
One expert odds are not favouring Sinners whatsoever here.
Oh, and Oscar might be walking straight into Yakinda's trap. How did this happen? How does this happen? Oscar's allowed to get away with murder there.
Yakinda, that was uncharacteristic, I think, to say the least.
Honestly, that's my kind of pistol. That's how mine usually go.
Could have had the Glock in the back of the head there and turned out the lights, but now this does get interesting. Neofrag being low is equaled out by Kickit being low, and we do find ourselves at a 4-on-4.
They're going for the boost, bro, and this is actually exactly what the setup would be rewarded for. B-Stick should have an early warning system here. Should, yeah. I mean, he's got Zedko staring at it. B-Stick responsible for the close side. So as long as they hit their shots...
Already been a problem in this round.
As long as they hit their shots, there's nothing that can go wrong. Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. I mean, James got util, sure, so he might throw that out, but I imagine Buster might want to have a look beforehand as these guys have a little meeting.
Just a tiny bit of wood separating two.
And then they are coming. Patience prevailing so far. James throw out his util. They'll be double smoking, but there's two CTs ahead of them. And here they go. B-Stick. B-Stick. No, against it. Can't reload. Oh, VP. They still live. 20 seconds. Two players. They'd have to hit some good stunning headshots, and it's B-Stick with another. This time, his double comes quickly. Whew, okay.
Sketch City for a second there. James, make sure you die. 10 seconds, James.
He's trying his best.
James, get in there.
Kill me.
Get in there, James.
Just kill me.
Don't kill him now. Oh, they could have waited. Then they could have waited. They could have been really naughty then if they wanted to.
They really could have.
They could have absolutely put a big frown on James' face. Here we go. Ching! Oh.
First of all, screw you. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, and second of all, watch this.
To be fair, though, not only is he super close, he's also on a ramp. Like, that slant for his jiggles, it's just the... Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
Oh, dear me.
He's made a dog's dinner of that, is what my mum would say. You've made a dog's dinner.
Oh, dear. Okay, well, we just have a little bit of a... technical timeout. The coach of Sinners did have some power issues, and I don't think he's been in the server since. To be fair, I haven't been keeping my eyes on it, but they did just say coach in camp coming. So maybe he's been working on a bit of a generator situation to get things back where they need it to be. Will be the buy from Sinners here, and we're yet to see what type of purchase Virtus.pro are going to be looking for. But they say variety is the spice of life, Alex, and Virtus.pro's T-sides, they need some of that, right?
I think black pepper is the spice of life.
Okay. That's your favorite spice?
It's the best spice in life, yeah. I mean, I'd put black pepper on nearly anything.
Nearly anything?
Nearly. I just wouldn't put it on like a cheesecake.
You probably wouldn't put it on ice cream.
Well, I don't know. A bit of salt on ice cream goes down a treat. Do you know that?
Salt on ice cream?
Yeah,
I guess like salted caramel.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's delicious.
Delicious. And then he goes backwards and he's facing him, and then he's not facing him, and it's, yeah.
To be fair, they both made an absolute meal of it.
Yeah, but don't forget Oscar, at this point, is just desperate to find a headshot after knifing his teammates. So the fact he gets one and does eventually go down after doing more damage, yeah, bit of an oopsie. Yakinda's recovered, and it does look like so have the coaching situation.
He's in.
Tom Keege, is that how am I saying it?
You closer than I'll ever be.
Is my guess better than yours?
Yeah.
Tom Keege. Cage.
Maybe the J is silent.
Yeah.
You never know with these things.
You know, I've been learning a little French recently, and I'll tell you what. There is nothing quite like the French hidden, invisible, not invisible, what do they call it? Silent letters.
Silent.
When things are plural, they just add letters that they don't pronounce.
Okay, give me an example.
Oof.
Okay.
Egg. When there's more than one egg, it just becomes But you added like an extra F and an S. You just don't say them. They become silent. So like they just want, it's gatekeeping language. You just have to know how to spell everything and say it differently depending on if it's a gender / plural.
Okay.
Damn you, French.
That's all right.
The le. I can't do it.
I'm always nice when I go to France. I always make sure I give them the
France?
bonjour or the bonsoir.
Ah, très bien.
Right? You just need to do that out the gates.
Monsieur.
And then after that, you try English. And if they assume you're American, you're screwed. If they think you're Australian or anything else, you're okay.
Yeah. No, I've been, you know, snuffed at in the boulangerie.
Actually, they don't like you guys either. They don't like the Brits either. All right, so if they assume you're Australian, New Zealand, Canadian, you're
safe.
okay.
Oscar's not safe, though. He's had a bit of an oopsie, a bit of a boo-boo. Even Zedco getting tagged up. Please don't lose to the Pistols, gang.
Well, they like to lose against the Pistols. Well, they don't like to lose against Pistols, but it's a common occurrence.
Yeah, I can just feel it already.
Really?
I feel it in my waters.
Damn, all right.
It's going to come down to something.
There's not even any head armor, though. Like, there's no head armor.
I know.
It would be a really, this would be a really bad one.
It really
Like, some of them have been bad. This would be a really bad one.
It could have started if Neofrag felt like sticking around after that smoke, but he has backed away, so perhaps I should be more confident.
Come on, Alex. There's still 2 Glocks. Like,
I know
come
it's
on
Glocks,
now.
and I know that they've got armor and rifles. There really should be no reason, but
I've got faith.
you gotta have faith. He's hearing him. And
Look at that.
Promising. It does finish off the MP9 of Kick It, but James not going to slow down, and B-Stick's in a prime position to collect. Oh, it's nice to relax a little bit here. Nothing to be concerned about, and it's only Yakinda left on the sandbags.
See, I'm the worry wart, you know. Like, let me sweat it up.
Well, I don't know.
You can go the optimistic.
I don't know, man. Oh, never mind.
Please don't let him plant. Okay, there we go. That was the here I am, kill me, I want the lost bonus maneuver. That's what that was from Yakinda. It's like a beacon. He just put the beacon down, come find me. And now the AK-47s are going to come out to play. There will be no AWP for James. Sanji will have head armor.
There'd be significantly less AWPs for James as well if they'd have waited 2 seconds before they killed him on the pistol.
Yes.
1.5 seconds even. What am I doing exaggerating?
Yeah, let's keep it as accurate as humanly possible here. But let's see. 3 FAMASes, 1 M4A4 and an MP9 walk into level 51. Not area 51.
No, level.
Don't confuse the 2 of them.
However, we've got our fair share of aliens as well.
Okay, so they like this little boost here to Sinners. But B's where we're... This one here, good stuff, Rushley. B's where we're having a little bit of a gander, and the MP9 of Zedco could be isolated shocks. Quite the distance away right now, so Zedco needs to get 1 at least to stall this out.
He wasn't even expecting that. Sure, he peeks in, but 2 players there with AKs is a lot more than he bargained for. Oh dear, Shock's in trouble. Dump your nades, bro. They're knocking on the door. Yakinda takes him down and puts it all on the ground. Bomb's on its way as well. The entire VP squad to commit here. B-Stick would love to have something to say. Good find and finish. Pushing in for more. It's Neofrag. Heavy impact. Needs another. Wow, Neofrag does it all alongside Oscar. Great defense. Triple kill from Neofrag, and the bomb committed to the B site. Kickit's got a lot of ground to cover in a short space of time here. Sin is in pursuit of 6.
They're worried about the flank already here. You can see Neofrag worrying about CT spawn and the construction jump over. Oscar up close and personal now. No utility for Kickits, just the headshots here.
Oscar gonna have to be acknowledging that B-stairs gap. Oh, okay. Neofrag lucky to have gotten away with that one. Tagged down on the spray. Oscar comes in for their 6. Sinners, they'll take it.
I don't know. I think VP here really dropped the ball, to be completely honest with you. So the smokes have dropped. At this point here, they're just giving him 1v1s, right? They're running it. They could have really... They had 45 seconds at that point. They could have just paused. They could have waited. They could have gone, all right, swing together. All right, let him come to what? They could have done a lot with that. So VP, tripping over their own shoelaces right there, will find themselves back down to pistols, and this time it'll have some armor alongside it. Fast towards A, into Neofrag again, and almost a triple. So much damage done.
Yeah. I mean, M4 delivered. Maybe throw that onto someone with some Kevlar, they will. Neofrag could have finished the round right there. I mean, he practically has. Buster's super low. There's lots of nades to be played with, incendiaries and a HE even on Zedco to perhaps sweeten the deal.
Surely this one's just a matter of time.
I think VP are just going to wait to see if Sinners want to give him anything else.
I like the fact that they did something aggressive as a team there, though. Wasn't that a nice little change from VP? It's only just Yakinder on his lonesome. Speaking of Yakinder.
Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o.
Yeah, he's kept this one interesting now. One-way smoke dropped towards the top of Crane. B-Stick. A lot to do here. Still, I know that they're down a man. The HP of Yakinder and Buster, though, is giving a bit more faith for Sinners to be able to convert here, but silently they're slipping back on down to the lower deck, and James actually going middle with the bombs. So if they try and go mid to B, they'll have to go through Zedco and Shock. If they try and go mid to A, they'll have to go through B-Stick and Shock. So it's not going to be easy regardless, as Zedco's actually tucked in more aggressively over towards that B site. I feel like this Sinners are all right. The time has just become a problem.
Yeah, Shock hears this. He knows they're coming B. Will strike onto the first. Now, bomb spotted. Whoa, careful now. Hold your horses.
10 seconds. You have to go, James.
You will.
Why did they wait so long?
Eventually. Yeah, well, I mean...
Counter-terrorists win.
I think they've just been rewarded often when they do wait a little longer. You know, like there's round wins where they start kind of reinforcing that, oh, if I'd have just waited.
We were having the conversation on the podcast last night, and I think Tabson, it was either Tabson or one of the other two boys were talking about the fact that, like, it has to work for them at some point for them to be reaffirmed,
Precisely.
like you're talking about here. But the thing is, and this was where I was a little bit unsure, if Sinners continued with the, we're just going to play our own game like they did against G2, then they would fall into the traps that VP lay by being very passive. But nice opening there from the air frag. If they know that the team have an aggressive maneuver and then they stall it out for the next minute, you can hold onto your utility. You can force VP into very awkward late situations. You don't have to go aggressive. You don't have to do a push like this. You don't have to give them the 4v4. And you might be finding yourself just continuing to profit with rounds. Whereas that might work against other teams. VP, they just want to stay on back.
Jeez, Buster, you are taking some serious liberties here. And I think VP are going to want to join him. He's going to be so far ahead of these smokes. Shock and Zedco. You got a lot ahead of you, a lot on your plate. Buster looking to isolate the Orca. He knows exactly where you are, and it's both of them. VP, that's perfect. It does not get better than that. A chance for Oscar, but it's gone astray, and yeah, they'll just have to hold on to what they can. Now, that started 4v5. Virtus.pro converting a man disadvantage.
Yeah, they didn't need to push for that, right? You can understand what they're trying to do, catch them off guard, but it's just the super basics. Yes, play the numbers, right? And if you don't have any ability to trade, maybe don't go for a maneuver like that, because now VP are starting to sink the teeth in. The bear on the hunt, but B-Stick, he's the one to bite back. Stops the chase, will force Buster and Yakinder just to swallow their pride. They do get the round, so coming out on top of this situation. First round posted here on the T half. That will stop the 4-round stride that Sinners have been collecting here on their CT side. But it is going to be a tough task, right? With a 12-3 first half in favor of VP, for Sinners to do the same, just to take us to overtime, or to even do them better. Well, now that margin for error has gotten even smaller, not slower. There we go. So you don't love to see it.
Yeah, and then the smokes land. I mean, that was just exactly, that's the dream. I guess if for Buster, that's something, when you go through rehearsals, if you get up that high without anyone spotting you, you know you've got a pretty solid flash and smoke combo to set you up. Boost again. Looking for that ramp fight. Nothing to report initially.
They didn't force fire around these saved guns, and they probably could have. You might be able to justify it here, but this is... They're not conceding 14, but they're definitely not putting their best foot forward. So they're making do with what they have, and that means Oscar and B-Stick need to find impact with these saved guns. Here comes the AWP. Let's see what Oscar can find. Is he going to go fishing? Oh, he is.
Oh, he didn't fall to James as well, who was just there in time. So they'll re-establish the boost.
It's another man advantage.
It is. And Buster's up to his usual antics. Zedco and Shock formally beaten by this. Oh, we've been very loud about this, Zedco. Buster's getting info, and the bomb's on its way again. Oh, I can feel the the M4 and AWP save. Beastic is on his way though, so there is going to be one of the saved rifles on B here.
Oh, they need to get a move on though. Here comes the hit.
Yeah, Shock thinking about his options here. He's Molotov'd out. Zedco close with only a USP. He's done more than
3 frags.
God, they all disappear.
Just disintegrate right there,
that
don't
was
they?
Beastic in the mix as well. Like, I think he must have just arrived as Yakinda puts the bullet into his head. So they'll save the AWP despite another 4v5, by the way. I just want to highlight VP's going to be increasing their percentage of converted man disadvantages over the course of this series, that's for sure. And it's nice for Neofrag to maintain something.
It's the space busters getting towards B that's the problem, right? So now, when you have to think about how do we fix that, how do we stop that, you need to either go a little bit more aggressively or bring a secondary AWP out so we can't just walk up. You need to be able to have a bit more presence. And if you want to play retake, that's fine. You just need to hold on to all your utility and make sure that there's no super late flank coming in, right? You can definitely play retake. You can have your utility, like once they get the bomb down, you think about the site. There's not that many places to hide. If you give it to them for free, though, they can keep CT smoked, and that might be a bit of a problem. But if it can be a bit more mid to late round when the util is starting to wane, well, not too shabby. And you're starting to see a bit of frustration building.
I think the second AWP is their answer to B.
Well, there it is. They brought it out.
I think that's what Zedco's thinking. Like, you discussed it. Buster's been getting way too much space. Why not actively hold it? And that's what Zedco's going to be going for. VP have 3 players dispatched towards the ramp to start us off. Kicker's quite far ahead of things, and Neofrag's aggressive spray has tagged him up nicely. Nade not quite on the mark, and
cooking.
Kicker cooked down to 15.
So many smokes early again.
Bullet. Yeah, and well, here we go. It's Buster versus an AWP. Let's see if he's got the managed blind spot. There it is. Zedco will succeed, and let's see if that's the differentiating factor. Sanji's lucky to be alive as well. Ooh.
Nice shot from Yakinda there. If you're Sinners and you want to rock this double AWP setup again next round, you need to make sure you're keeping as many players alive as possible here. So Virtus.pro starting for the 3rd round in a row with a man disadvantage. Let's see if they can convert one more time. 2 players, 21 HP combined on Sanji and Kickit. Not ideal, but if they do head towards B and Zedco misses, their HP doesn't matter anymore. So let's take a look.
They know there's an AWP posted up, so this boost will be in the blind spot. Neofrag's going to be responsible for that, and he's... walked straight into Yakinda.
Look how low they are, though.
Zedco's panicking. Yeah, but the AWP is not the weapon for the job.
Beastic's here now.
They got double AWPs, Chad. They're going to be cream cracking if they don't start hitting some shots now. Beastic's rifle connects, as does the Zedco AWP. James, the only man that could really do damage here, and Sanji's done well to make his low HP count. Zedco running out of options, and oh dear. Oscar's nades brought it down to the 1v1. That's a little slither of hope, and he's danced through the smoke. James has pushed him, they've walked past each other, and oh no, disaster strikes. Another 4v5 converted by the VP boys.
Maybe that's what they're after. Lull them into a false sense of security. Yeah, have the first kill, and then we'll convert with the man disadvantage. But this one squeaked across the line there, and that is 15 for VP. Those double AWPs, it looked like it had solved the Buster puzzle.
Oh yeah, well Yakinda does very well into his duel there. Don't forget this shot had just warded off one of them. Another great shot out of him as well. Neofrag was about to tuck in to be that destabilizing presence, and yeah, man, James plays it so well. He had 9 seconds there, he fakes it and walks.
That's crazy,
CT.
isn't it? It's just high risk. It's such high risk.
Madman.
But that round as well, Oscar had just cleared from scaffolding down towards A and said, yeah, boys, it's going to be B. So they knew the attack was coming. Sinner's just not able to convert, and with the low HP, before they even started executing on that B site, it was 21 HP for Sanji and Kicker combined. Then was it Yakinda who got dinked as well, so he was put down to 15. You had 3 players, HP combined, below 50.
But Chad, I wanted Ancient.
I don't know if we're going to get Ancient now. Inferno up next, and look, Sinners can still turn this around. Maybe it's just a slower start to the day here. Didn't have the G2 upset day number 1. The complexity bring back down to earth on day number 2.
It's over. He got 4v5 advantage.
Yeah, right. Call it.
Call it. VP have got what they were looking for. A man disadvantage, and they start clawing it back. Something like this. Maybe Sanji onto Oscar. No, not having it. Oscar's demanded a 2-man advantage for the Sinners, as it does become 1 once again. Zedco, don't you dare. Don't you dare. There we go. And now even the bomb as well. This one should be Sinners all day. Week of the week. Neofrag with a stylish finish, and a quick finish, no less.
Okay, well, right now, if you're VP, you have 7 rounds to do it. 7 rounds to close this one out. Do they want to get it done now? Do they want to try and run into the brick wall? Do they want to force buy? Do they want to take some saves? What do they want to do? I guess we're about to find out here, but this one was nice back against the wall from Sinners here, and they do convert. A nice little double there from Neofrag and from Oscar. And it looks like James going to invest into an AK-47 with some head armor. Light pistols for the rest. I don't know how light the Deagle is, to be fair. Feigning some presence over towards A here, trying to make a gap on middle. Meanwhile, Neofrag was down range. He's chipped up Kicket, has not found a kill though, and mid control has been established. Look at this, perched on up. Shock needs to be careful here. You can see him, he's ducking under. He is aware this is a possibility. Oh, the space, the space.
The AWPer and Shock arriving just in the nick of time. He knows Yakinda slipped. Not like this one, though.
It's on Zedko. He needs to stop down this B push.
Got a full belt, a util, and he's advancing into them now. They're going for the boost. He should have a nice opportunity here. Oh, he's looking the wrong way. He hears them. It's Shock who shows up in a big way. I can anticipate a third down there.
Oof, a chance there for Buster to hit that head. Don't think he was expecting to see the aggression continue here as Yakinda with the AWP.
That's a good reaction out of Shock, though. Like, I mean, he's lost control mid. He just decides to not only fight for it, he then charges to B to make sure that Zedko is not going to get overwhelmed. Round confirming.
Is Yakinda going to have a go for this? Now, one of the things that you would like to see from Yakinda here is damage, right? If he could find a kill or two more. Now that he's moving further and further away from the bomb and into B-stick, now you wouldn't mind him having a crack, but he's running the wrong way, Alex. He doesn't have the bomb. It's all right. He's saving the AWP for James. He's got the message. He is a believer.
26 frags.
Well, this is the thing, okay? Look, I'm sure Yanko is going to dig into this with Trace on the desk. This is a Yakinda pop-off game, okay? If this doesn't happen, well, that's what the last 2 days were all about. So if this is a necessity, then think about the load that Yakinda, the newest player in this team, has to get away with for them to be able to have matches like this. I think if you look at the scores on the doors, everybody's pretty close, right? Sanji had a great first half, 18 for him. James has 18, 15 for Kicket, 13 for Buster. So, look, it's still a Yakinda pop-off with him quickly potentially encroaching on 30. I don't know, it has a bit different feel. Like, it doesn't feel like it's Yakinda has to go out and find the entry so far. It's actually been quite the opposite. It's been the opening deaths that have been going in the favor of VP.
Yo, fair play to Shock for having the confidence in a very, very telling round to be taking a fight like that. He's backed away, but he did have a glance very aggressively through mid.
I guess that's the instant response to them losing the mid control off the A presence last round. So this time he's like, no, 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 this is my part of the map. You're not going to come on here for free. Did support him with a nice little flash bang, and well, the boost again. So the tower on the tower. Not going to get too much traction just yet, as VP are opting to slow this one down, holding onto a boatload of their nades. And looks like Sinners have done a decent amount of their homework, right? They're holding onto some smokes, they got some mollies, they got some flashes left over. They're not just dumping their utility out routinely to try and ward them away. They're going to use it strategically. And Zedko, well, on the catwalk, could have got swung on lower and spammed through, but it was merely to ward him away. He gets to retain the info, and that means they can keep 3 on this A bomb site. Things are looking good for Sinners here.
Yeah, and Yakinda's looking for boosts. I wonder if he's anticipated this one.
Oh, he slipped past the head. Is it spotted?
It is now. It definitely is now. And the util forces them off. Responsive util from the CTs. It will buy them time. It's Kicket that does find the first blood, though. B-stick down. Neofrag looks away, but he does not avert his gaze. Instead, a double. Problems now for VP. They want to channel through short, and Yakinda's the one to open up the space.
Have to get it down.
Does need to be planted with just 10 seconds left. If they could just deny, the wallbangs are off the mark. Spray through the smoke leaves VP wounded. And a 3 for 3.
Off the naughty corner here.
Retake for all the marbles here. Sinners to extend play. VP to convert their opponent's pick. And James still kicking. Shot. I think he spotted out one there. Yeah, Yakinda, he should be down. He is. But defusing it. They have kits. But they have to force out these fights. Sanji on ramp side. James peek with him, does combine. nicely. And now just need to get that defused, defend him nicely. Shock's already down.
Oh, he's off
1v1, pulls him off the bomb, and call it done. 16-9. VP will take Vertigo. Sinner's map pick falls